everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be another grocery haul, but it's a bit of a different one because I am trying to see if Aldi is actually cheaper, or at least for my family anyway. So if you want to see a little bit more and see what we bought along with a meal plan for a family of 5 for the week, then keep watching. So if you're new to my channel, I do grocery hauls quite often, except generally speaking I will do them online, and I tend to shop with Tesco just because my parents shop with Tesco when I was a little girl, and it's kind of one of those where you just kind of follow suit, don't you? It's a tradition of mine. I'm not massively loyal. I will nip into Aldi, I will nip into other local supermarkets nearby to me as and when I need to, just depends on what we've got on, but I thought I would mix things up a bit and just see if it actually will save us money. I like to grocery shop online because A, it's more convenient, B, I can do it in my pyjamas, C, it helps me with meal planning because I can do it from home, check my cupboards, run in and check where I'm up to with like herbs or spices, and I'm not buying things that I don't need. And D, on that note, I am less likely to like window shop when I go shopping online because I'm not like enticed by special buys or, you know, special offers and things like that. I tend to search for what I need and go and buy it. But I thought I would do this and just see if it will save us money, see if it's worthwhile going to the shop with my children and being a little bit more stressed out for the sake of saving a bit of money. So if you want to see what I have bought and also what we are going to have for the week ahead, then keep on watching. You're going to see the grocery haul first, and then I will tell you how much everything cost and what we're going to eat for the week as well. So I'm going to start over here in this corner. We did need quite a few bits, and I really tried to push the boat out this week so I could really test how much everything cost and that kind of thing. But over here we got some Almat So Soft Luxurious Fabric Conditioner. This is strawberry and magnolia, and I can say that I sniffed it in store and it smells amazing. Then I got the super concentrated floral liquid wash as well. This is rose blossom and lily. I'm hoping they won't clash because I've got them teased together. And then over here we have some Saxon Softest toilet tissue. Tend to buy this quite a lot. If I ever nip in for like nappy pants pull-ups, then if we need toilet tissue I normally just grab it from Aldi anyway, just because I do know that it's cheaper. But I got that, and then I also got 2 bags of nappy pants. These size 5 for Stan. We use the nappies at night time and these during the day just because he started like running away from us now and not liking nappy changes. So these were on offer at the moment for under £2 each. So I picked 2 packs up, and we'll put 1 pack in our nappy area downstairs and 1 pack upstairs. Then another thing that I will tend to do normally, or go elsewhere just depending on as and when we fancy a drink, is that I will get alcohol from Aldi quite a lot because I like their Prosecco and it's really good value, and I quite like this Old Hop King rum. They do like loads of different gins and stuff. I'm sure you'll know that if you shop there before, but I picked these 2 up today. This was around a £5 and this was just under £10, which is really reasonable. Sometimes we'll grab like alcohol from Tesco or Waitrose or the Co-op or wherever we're passing by. We're not like massively particular, but it is cheaper at Aldi. Got some halogen lamp light bulbs. I'm hoping they still work because Stan picked them up before and threw them at me. Fingers crossed for that. But yeah, we needed those and I was pleased to see them because our landing light upstairs has stopped working. Then I got some no added sugar double strength orange squash and the same of some of fruits, which I wanted. I was really pleased to see that they stocked black sheep ale because I like to use this in a pie recipe that I'm going to do on Sunday, and they had the exact one that I wanted, so picked that up. I was also impressed to see that they had rigatoni. They don't tend to do like every different type of pasta, or, you know, like you can't always rely on Aldi to stock everything that you want all the time, but they did have this in stock today and it was from the Specially Selected brand. So I got that because the recipe that I'm doing actually calls for rigatoni specifically, and I was just going to get some different type of pasta, but I saw it so I grabbed it. Stan is obsessed with Peppa Pig at the moment, as is Daisy, but Stan is like this is basically Daisy and this is basically Stan. Peppa and George Pig, but these were on offer in the special buy section, so I got 2 of them because like I thought on toast or with like, you know, another meal they would be really good and like exciting for the kids to have. I also got 2 tins of peeled plum tomatoes. Had these before so I know they're fine. And I got these German bockwursts because this is for the kids' dinner tonight. They love hot dogs, it's a treat, and we've had these before and we really rate them. Got some reduced fat coconut milk. I got some ground coffee. I'm really enjoying having like this in my little plunger cafetiere thing instead of pods at the moment, so I picked one of these up. I'm hoping it's nice. I have had a cheaper version of this from Aldi before and I didn't think it was very strong, so I paid a little bit more to try this one to see if it was any nicer, so fingers crossed it is. I got some chicken stock cubes, 12 there. I got some beef stock pots because they didn't have any beef ones of these in my store. The only thing that really irritated me, I guess I'm gonna have to be honest with, is that the herb and spices selection was tiny and I wanted dried sage and dried thyme and I couldn't find them at all. I didn't have any fresh of those two either, I guess because maybe it's not seasonal, like people aren't using that many herbs that are autumn wintry yet, but instead I picked up mixed herbs and I'm pretty sure that I can get a similar flavour from them. And then I also got a crushed chilli and some sea salt, like a grinder. We get these quite a lot because I know they're affordable and they work really well. One observation I can make from Aldi is that I tend to pick up a load of more like random bits that we don't necessarily need, but I'm like, oh, they look good. It's like that special buy territory or just something a bit different and you pick it up because you see it, which is what I like about online shopping because I'm less likely to go looking for stuff like this. But let's start over here. I got some finger rolls for the kids' hot dogs. Dinner rolls. I got some toasty bread. This was really cheap, which was nice to see. I thought these would be useful because I'm going to make a butternut squash soup and I thought they'd be really handy to just have and stick in the oven to warm up, and we don't need to buy like a crusty like stick or anything like that which goes stale quite quickly. So that's the bread. I also got some wholemeal wraps. I wanted to get some chapatti as well, but they just didn't have any in stock, which did kind of annoy me because they shouldn't be such a random ingredient. I don't think they're like that unusual, but I just picked up these instead and we'll go through those fine. I got some root vegetable and sea salt crisps just to nibble with tonight. Mark and I are going to have a takeaway, but we normally get hungry while we're waiting for the kids to go to bed and stuff, so we'll have these. Then I got some brioche and some pain au chocolat because the kids love them. They last really well, like date wise, so I don't think these will get eaten all this week, but they're just nice to have in. This is where special buy happened a little bit anyway. These snack and play things, I used to have similar stuff when I was a kid and I just thought that the kids would love them. Plus the 3 in a pack, which is handy when you've got 3 kids obviously. So they're a treat for tonight because it is a Friday night and like I always like to treat the kids on a Friday. So we have some of these here which are like those Lotus biscuits which are really, really nice, and I just thought these would be good to have in with a coffee now and again because I do like them. This chocolate I've raved about before in like favourites videos. It's so good. If you've not tried it yet, you need to. Then I picked up this to do with the kids and it's a Swizzles Rocky Road candy kit. They had another like version which was like unicorn cookies, but I picked this up because it just felt like this would be simpler to do in a way, but yeah, we'll see. That'll be something to do on a rainy day, I'm sure, and there'll be plenty of them coming up now it's September. I got frozen bits, just 2 things. Don't tend to buy that much frozen stuff if I'm honest, but I got some garlic baguettes because they were about 69p, something like that for 2, and then I got some crinkle cut chips. We don't eat chips that often actually, but I'm going to do these with a recipe that I'm making tomorrow, and I got the crinkle cut because I like how crispy they go. So everything else is over here and I am really pleased with what I've got, I have to say. Got 2 packs of diced beef because I'm going to do a pie at the weekend, and what I tend to do when I cook a pie is that I make 2 in one go and we eat one of them and I freeze the other, so that's the general gist of that for those. And these were about £2 something each, which was really reasonable I thought. I went a bit salami mad. I saw this pack which was German salami smoked cheese selection and I just thought we've not had salami in a while and it looked like a really like nice little pack to try. One's plain, there's the smoked cheese, and then this one's peppered, and then I got some Italian Milano salami because this is my favourite and I just thought we'll get it in, and the date's really good on that one as well. Got some lean bacon medallions because I am trying to be a bit more sensible with what I'm eating at the moment, despite the fact that I bought a load of chocolate and rubbish. I've got some puff pastry here, that's for my pie, and then other meat stuff I've got smoked bacon lardons, I got 6 pork sausages, fish cakes. Now I was going to make a fish pie, but I couldn't find like a frozen fish pie mix or a fresh fish pie mix, that's hard to say, anywhere. And I don't eat seafood. I'm really not a seafood fan. I try and cook it for my family, like I can cook it for my family, but I just can't stand fish. I know, shock horror, I'm an idiot. But I thought, right, well, I can't buy fish pie stuff. I don't want to buy too much fish because it'll really hike the price up. So I picked these up as something different to have. And the reason why I've got these for the family is because I'm actually going out with my friend on Tuesday night and won't be eating with the family. So I thought, right, well, I'll get them some fish and then I don't need to worry about it. So salmon fish cakes with a hollandaise sauce centre, and then smoked, sorry I'm reading it upside down, smoked haddock fish cakes with a cheddar cheese and leek centre. I think they'll go down really well with like either some chips and salad or minted peas I could do, just depends on my mood I guess. Then over here is everything else is kind of veg and fruit really. Got some red gem lettuce. Did find it quite hard, I've got to say, with the fruit and veg to find things that was either like in date or looked decent. Like I do buy fruit and veg from Aldi, like when I nip in and do small shops and stuff, so it's nothing new to me, but I just thought I would say it. So I picked them up. 2 cucumbers, they were fine. Mushrooms fine. Sprouts, I was very happy to see these because obviously these are quite seasonal and I love them. They are my favourite vegetable, and I also like runner up with broccoli there, so I got 2 of those. Carrots, I was a bit frustrated that I couldn't buy these loose and like pick bigger ones, but this was all they had in my store. Isn't the biggest store by any means, but they will be fine for like the stew that we're having and stick the rest in the soup. I have some easy peelers here for the kids. I got some of these, which are Pink Kids, you know, Pink Lady apples, but they're like smaller ones that are like a bit more child friendly. I just picked them up because I thought I'll give them a go and see what the kids think. We've had them before, but it's been a while. I've got some mixed chilies here. Herb wise, they were quite decent actually, just didn't have sage and thyme, but I did get parsley and rosemary. No coriander, despite the fact that I'm having a love affair with it because I don't need it this week. Some garlic, again, I couldn't buy these loose at my store, so I had to get 4. I'm sure we'll go through them, but it was just a bit frustrating. Same goes for onions, but I got 3 red ones, and if I need any more I can always go back or pick them up elsewhere. I got some vine ripened tomatoes, and the guy on the till actually noticed that the pack that I picked were a bit mouldy, but they switched them around and that was fine, and I'm sure these will look good. I can smell that they're on the vine even through the packaging, so I'm sure they'll be lovely. Then I got some mature blue Stilton. I got some string and things, cheese strings, because they had these and then kids love them. They're handy for lunch boxes. Got an Napolitano cheese. It was probably cheaper than anywhere I've ever seen it in my life, to be honest, so that was a win. I got some British light and mature cheese here from Fromage, which I've always bought for the kids anyway. Like, they really like these ones and they're really low on sugar, which is really good. Got 2 butternut squash. I picked up 2 because they were a little bit small, but that's going to go in a soup and I can freeze that if I make lots of it as well. Got some seedless red grapes. I got some Scottish strawberries. I decided to get the like Scottish ones that were a bit fancier because they looked a bit better in date, but these really excited me. I was well pleased about them. Blueberries, and it has a little refillable mini pot for kids, which I thought was just really handy, like for school lunches and stuff, or like when we're out and about. Really like that. So yeah, they're in at the moment. I don't know if they'll be in for much longer because I think it's a back to school thing, but worth having an nosy in your store. And then I got some British Desiree potatoes, and the bananas you could get loose, so I got 8 bananas as well, and that is everything. I tell a lie, I did get one more thing and I was conned by my 18-month-old, but I got another one of these books that he loves. So it's 5 Little Spackle Frogs, and it was $2.99. Excuse the background noise. So that was the grocery shop, and now how much did it cost? Drum roll please. It cost me £102.46. Now, generally speaking, we're a family of 5, and my budget for every week, bearing in mind that I like to cook a lot from scratch and I like to make sure we eat plenty of fresh fruit and veg, is between £70 and £100. However, this week I really did push the boat out with Aldi because I wanted to see how much I could get for the top end of my budget. Did I come out with the same amount of food? Did I come out with less? Was it no different at all? And that is why I've gone for things like nappies. I've gone for like toilet stuff, I've got like toiletries as well, like washing liquid and all of that, and then also alcohol, which we generally will nip off and stop somewhere if we need it, and that would be like a top-up shop. So Mark might grab a bottle of wine on the way home from work, for example, that kind of thing. But this time around I really wanted to stretch our top end of the budget to see how much I could buy, and I have to say I am so chuffed with what we got. Obviously it was a lot cheaper, and I think if we were spending that at Tesco, bearing in mind like we needed laundry detergent, fabric softener, nappies, like pull-ups really, alcohol, we got rum, we got prosecco, and we also got some ale as well for a pie. I'm thinking that we might have even spent an extra 20 to 30 pounds when I actually think about it, especially if you add on like a premium for like fruit and veg. Sometimes it can be a lot more expensive elsewhere, and I was really pleased. Obviously there were a few downsides, like I mentioned within the haul, like I couldn't find like a fish pie mix, the herbs were a bit lacking, the fruit and veg was a bit meh in some places, but you can get the fruit and veg issue with a lot of supermarkets. Sorry, I'm switching hands because I've got arm ache, but I do feel like overall it was worth it. It was a little bit more stressful. Stan really like played up actually. I didn't think he would do. I only went with one kid, and normally he would be the easiest one because he can't really talk yet. And he was, yeah, he did. He gave me an added challenge, I've got to say. And obviously like you go around and you do get enticed by special buys. I certainly did anyway. I was like spending a lot longer looking at everything. Whereas I feel like when I online grocery shop, it's a lot quicker, and I have to say that, and it's a lot easier. Meal planning is a lot easier as well when you do it online, because you can just add in, like there's a little section where you can add your shopping list on Tesco's website, and I find it so easy to do because I just keep adding to it while I'm looking through recipe ideas or looking through the cupboards, and it's so convenient for me, especially when I've got 3 kids, and I do find it quite overwhelming sometimes going to the supermarket with all 3. Like generally speaking, getting out and about with the kids is no problem, but supermarket is in the next level because you get can I have moments like can we get this, can we get that, and you end up like either getting stressed out, or they get grumpy, or you end up conned into buying something that you don't need. So, you know, online grocery shopping in that respect is so handy for me, and I can pick a slot that suits me. And obviously when you go into store after you've done the meal planning, after you've done the grocery list and you've checked all your cupboards, you do spend a lot longer, but I did save a fair bit of money, so I feel like I'm going to try and push myself to do it more often. I'm not going to stand here now and say that I'm going to do it every week, because I know I won't, and we all slip into things that are a little bit easier for us sometimes, and we can't be blamed for that. But overall it was worth it this week, and I'm really, really pleased that I challenged myself and like gave it a go, and hopefully you find this interesting as well. I also want to say, before I get onto the meal plan, which is always the fun bit, isn't it, that I do recognise that I am really privileged to be able to like pick and choose where I want to shop. I recognise that I'm privileged to have a budget where I can stretch it, or do top-up shops, or takeaways, or buy alcohol, or buy a book for my child, and that's not what this video is about. I just thought it might be quite useful for anyone that's thinking of swapping and changing, or just wants to learn about like how I budget and how much we like to spend on food. But without any further ado, I'm going to sit down before my arm falls off, and I'm going to go through the meal plan with you. So for the meal plan, what I did is that I actually got together a shopping list on my computer first, and used the notes function, which is really, really handy because it's how I meal plan every week, to be honest. I've got a map book, and what I do is that I will go through like recipe sites that I like, whether that's Tesco's website or BBC Good Food, or old recipes that I've done. Sometimes I even refer to my old groceries and like meal plans just to see if there's anything that I've not done for a while. And then what I'll do is I'll start searching in Tesco's little shopping list section like I normally would do. But this time around I use the list function on notes, and once I put everything down that I wanted to get, I then sent it to my phone via AirDrop, which was really handy. And then you can kind of go through as you go around the shop and tick off everything that you've got, and like add things to the list if you need to, or you can send it to your other half, or like cross-reference it or whatever. So it works quite well for me. As I mentioned in the haul, there were a few things that we did miss off the list, but I improvised, and that's absolutely fine. Like that's the case with most supermarkets. But onto the meal plan. The nice thing about having it with me, by the way, while I was going around the shop, is that I could remember why I was buying things and think of like cheaper alternatives while I was there. So it's always good to take your meal plan with you, because you can always chop and choose if there's like offers on meat and veg and you want to switch things around a little bit. But on Friday The kids had hot dogs. It's their favourite thing. I do not know why they like them so much, but they do. And if we ever ask them what you fancy for a treat, they will always say hot dogs. So that's what they had. We got a takeaway because I was a hormonal mess. I think I mentioned that in the whole part of the video. I just really wanted pizza, and pizza is what I had. We found a good deal and that's what we went for. Then on Saturday I had some pork steaks in the freezer, so I defrosted those in the morning, and then I made a Parmesan crust. So I had some leftover breadcrumbs in the cupboard. I mixed them with some finely grated parmesan, salt and pepper, some garlic powder, and then some chili flakes, and I dipped the pork steaks that I'd flattened with a rolling pin in flour first, then in egg, and then in the breadcrumb mixture. I shallow fried them on either side just to get them crispy, and then I finished them off in the oven, so it wasn't too much oil, and they were really tasty. And I think we had them, what did we have them with? We had them with chips and veg, and they were just a really different like meal, which we don't normally have. I'm never really one to cook with pork steaks, so I think I'll do that more often. On Sunday, as I mentioned, we had steak, ale and Stilton pie with mash and veg. I made 2 pies and 1 is now in the freezer, so really stretched that meat and veg to go quite far, and the pastry, so there was no waste, which I was really pleased about. And we also go away at the weekend. I don't actually know where I'm going because Mark's organised this for our anniversary, which was earlier on this year. We've been counting down to it, but my mum and dad are actually having the kids, so I figured if they fancied having a pie at some point in the weekend, then they could do, and it's there for them and they can just like stick it in the oven, which I thought would be quite nice as like a thank you. On Monday night we are having sausage ragu. Monday night is actually tonight, so that's what I'm going to be making shortly. Just a BBC Good Food recipe. I've never tried it before, but I thought it sounded quite nice, and sausages at this time of year, they always feel quite autumnal, don't they? On Tuesday, that was going to be the creamy fish stew night with crusty bread, but that didn't go to plan. So the family are going to have fish cakes, either with like chips and salad, or like minted peas, or they might not even need the chips depending on how filling they are. It's up to them really, so we'll discuss that on Tuesday night, but that was like our backup option. And then on Wednesday I'm going to do Coronation chicken chapatti wraps. However, I might just use normal wraps that we've got in, or if I really want to get chapattis, then I can nip out and get them from elsewhere. It's not a problem, but I'll see how many wraps we've got left by Wednesday night because wraps are usually used for lunches. Then I'm also going to make butternut squash soup with crusty bread, and that's just a nice one. You can freeze it. It's a nice one to have in a big batch for like lunches, and it's just so autumnal. I've said it, I keep saying autumnal, but it is, it's lovely at this time of year. And then for packed lunches I have salami and cheese wraps down for Bill, and obviously I can make these for Stan and Daisy as well when they're at home. Coronation chicken wraps, again, like we'll have leftover chicken mix, so I'm going to use that again so we don't waste it. We've got some hummus left, so we can use flatbreads out of the freezer with some veggie sticks and hummus. Egg mayo sandwiches, nice way to get a bit of protein in there, and then also leftover sausage ragu as well. So we've got lots of options and we can think on our feet a little bit. But that is the meal plan for this week, and that was the end of this different video. So I hope you find it useful. I actually did. I found it useful for myself, even if you don't, to be honest. But it has given me food for thought. It has made me think about like how much we can stretch our money. But yeah, I could go on all day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a lovely day whatever you're up to, and hopefully I will see you back again very soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.